Live.
All right, all right. Welcome everybody. Hey Jermaine. Hey Erica, how y'all doing?
I'm good. How about you?
Well, we are back. We're about to talk that stuff about this new show, the Queens of R&B with SWV and Escape. And we are so excited about it. So did y'all have a favorite between SWV or Escape?
Ooh. So I okay. So all right. So SWV to me was the better group in terms of their singing.
Mm-hmm.
But Escape, there was just something about that group that just kind of it spoke to my my deviant soul.
What about you, Erica? Did you have a favorite?
Absolutely. Candy's my favorite.
Okay, okay.
Always. In
I do
everything
have
she
to admit.
does.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, in everything she does.
Yeah, she's that girl. So I think I was thinking of it like who would I want to see in concert between the two? And I think I would rather see SWV. Not okay, I've seen Escape in concert, and it was with like at a festival. It was at the Cincinnati Music Festival, but they weren't giving. They went and left out the stage for about 15 minutes, and maybe they was arguing. I don't know, but did not change outfits. Nothing had changed. I was like, they weren't doing that much dancing to take a break. But anyway,
When did you see them though?
this was pre-pandemic, maybe 2019.
Oh, they they needed to breathe. They
But they weren't doing that much dancing. But in any case, this show is about these 90s group ladies, for those that they don't know. And the first episode kind of opens up where I think it opens up where it ends in Ontario, Canada. And then it flashes back to current day. So it gives a history of all the groups. Did y'all see their unsung or any of the reality shows that SWV or Escape did?
I saw both of them.
Okay, so if you saw those, all the history is not new. But in
Mhm.
case you missed it, just to highlight, they mentioned Escape. They got together in 92. They were friends in high school. They would sing in the church, signed with So Def, and they made 3 platinum albums. And of course, they mentioned with fame comes ego, jealousy, and divitude. And all of that ended up with them breaking up in 99. In 2017, someone tried to steal their life story. So they end up getting back together and touring. So that's how they're together now.
Escape.
SWV, yeah, that's Escape. SWV from the Bronx, signed in 91. Lily knew she had made it when she couldn't use her food stamp card anymore. But they
She's
released
speaking to me, baby. She's speaking to me.
Matter. Baby, don't act like you ain't slid them stamps. And if you ain't ever slid them stamps, you ain't having the same kind of
Look, mama, please give me a 20. Please give me a 20.
Listen. If you don't know, and if you ain't never seen a paper stamp, you really could get out my face. You don't
I
know,
won't
like
tell y'all my story. But
you want to live hard day of your life.
they released 5 albums, 2 went platinum, and 30 million sold worldwide. So Coco mentioned that things started going bad for them in the beginning. She hated them, they hated her, and her ego, well, Tasha said her ego became the 4th member. And she ended up going solo. They broke up in 98 and came back together about 2012, and they realized that they were better together than apart. So then they mentioned that verses that I'm sure y'all saw the verses, right?
I never saw the verses.
I never saw the verses.
Oh my gosh. That honestly was one of the best.
I have no backstory to this whole stuff.
Oh my God. Okay.
I remember y'all on the group text. I remember y'all going back and forth, and I wanted to see it. I had, I wanted to see it. Both groups. Fond memories.
Yes.
I get so.
I mean, it was so good. It was so good.
Okay.
I will say, Coco, the first half, she was acting a little weird, and I was like, "Ooh, she a diva, whatever." But the next day, she explained something about somebody got shot in her hotel or something, and it just brought her down. So her son came out and kind of helped lift her spirits or something. But I mean, I feel like SWV won clearly, but it was a good, both sides really, yeah, I would even go back and watch it. It was a really good one.
Okay.
But yeah, so after that, of course, everybody was like, hey, they should do a tour together. And so that's where I guess maybe all of this kind of started from. And they're like, what can go wrong? Everything, clearly. So this show is really giving everything that we want in the show. I mean, you got some good Philly, nice family stuff, but you got the drama, and this is real drama, y'all. This ain't no like fabricated, messed up. Your husband may be cheating, may not be cheating. No, this is real. So they start beefing. You said what?
These heifers beefing.
For real though, for real.
These heifers beefing, and I'm all like, girl, what happened next?
Hey, what now?
Tell me, child, who did it?
So Candy starts off with them. Well, they kind of all got together, Candy, Tiny, and Tomeka. And they brought up, and I don't know if y'all watched that first reality show, they kind of talked a little bit more about Tomeka doing that interview with Candy, where she was saying Candy slept with Jermaine and all is so deaf, and that's how she made it or whatever. It's some truth to that. I think Candy was dating Jermaine and she was sleeping with him, which she admitted to, I think, in the Unsung. But I don't think she was sleeping with all so deaf. But that also
what does that have to do with her being outworked?
Right. Well, I think at that time, Tomeka had a beef with Candy, and I think she was saying, just kind of saying that stuff because she wasn't, she was kind of on her sister's side because it was kind of her sister, Tasha and Tomeka versus Candy and Tiny, I think, a little bit at that point. But that's why they brought that up. But they squashed all that, which kudos to Candy, because I will say Candy is very forgiving because people have really done some stuff and she's let it slide. I mean,
we'll start over a bunch of times for you. Like, I'm gonna start over. We'll start over, but when I pop off, it more ignorant each time. I don't want to hear nothing nobody got to say. And I've watched Candy pop off more and more as the seasons have progressed in almost every show I've watched her in. And I'm like, see,
yeah, I had to bring it to that, but yeah, but she do forgive. So maybe you said that's a Taurus thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I want to say the same thing. I want to say the exact same thing. That's just her energy. That's her vibe. She's like, nothing is gonna get me down. It's all about this money.
I'm about that bag.
And whatever makes sense. That's what I'm working towards. Like, forget all the other dumb stuff.
I want her as a mentor. How you do it, sis? She funnel people out better than anything I've ever seen. Girl.
Yes. Man. So during this meeting, Tomeka mentions that her and her sister have not spoken since they did something in Vegas, a concert in Vegas. And when they were describing this, I didn't really get it. Honestly, it wasn't until I think it might have been, I watched Tomeka on a separate YouTube where she explained it a little better. Because at first they were just like, they were locked out of their trailer. She was locked out of her trailer, and then her sister wasn't. Her sister goes in, gets dressed, and then walks off. And I was just like, why are you mad? Because I was still really trying to get it. But what I got from it, from when I watched Tomeka's YouTube, is that they started shooting at the concert. And so they all got rushed off the stage. Tiny and Tomeka, Candy and Tomeka shared one, and then Tiny and Tasha shared another. Theirs was unlocked. The other ones was locked, and they said it wasn't that the key wouldn't unlock it. It was like jammed where people were trying for an hour, like they were actively trying to unlock it. Her sister comes out dressed, and basically she makes it seem like she ignores all of them, goes off, gets in the car, and leaves. And her thing was like, the road manager and the tour. She leaves with two other people. One had the money, and the other was supposed to be kind of like their bodyguards or whatever. Yeah. And so her thing was just like, number one, I wouldn't leave my sister. Number two,
at all.
So that I got it after that. Because at first I was like, something not connected.
Look, okay, so we in this group, right? We in this group. At one point, we were all cool, right? It's time to go. You locked out. Girl, I'm ready to go. Do you want to ride with me? Why don't you ride with me? They'll get this sorted out. Somebody is going to get our things a little bit later. You just leave. And you don't even say you about to leave.
Come with me.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said, if you that impatient, everybody come with me.
Right.
Thank you.
And also, I guess her niece was there apparently too.
Who?
Tomeka's daughter, not the one that's on the show, the younger daughter, not the baby, but the middle one. She looks like she might be a teenager. She said she was there. She was like, and I got video footage. I didn't see all that. I ain't go that deep. But So I guess Tomeka was mad. So she was just like, she said it was actually directed to the people, like, y'all can kiss my butt. I ain't saying, but y'all know what she said. Y'all can kiss it. And her sister replied and was like, me? Like, and so she went off and she was just like, if you had one to kiss. Now, I thought, because I mean, clearly, like, she doesn't have, I mean, of course they've all had surgery, but she doesn't have the, like, Tiny calls it the bubble butt that everybody else got in Atlanta. And so I think she was directing it. I don't think it was just a figure of speech. However, that's your sister. Y'all, you know, sometimes you could just say.
She was body shaming at all?
Not body shaming, but I think she was referring to
like, girl, you tried it.
Yeah, I don't think she was body shaming. I do think she was like, if you had one, you know, yeah.
I'll say this though, like they, you know, they showed her from behind. She don't have the biggest, but it ain't flat.
It ain't flat. It ain't
back
flat.
in the 90s. Yeah,
it would have worked. But I mean,
she was flat back then.
Yeah. And these new Atlanta booties, I mean, they're on another level. So of course, if you're comparing it to that.
Y'all, she really tried to hold a grudge though with her sister for her sister clapping back and y'all just simply having an argument.
Yes. I'm like, maybe it's something different.
Stand on that. Talking about y'all, you don't know if you can sign this tour because you've been into it with your sister. We have internal issues within this group. Girl, if you don't shut up and girl, why are you airing out in front of SWV?
She was used to winning over her sister, and now all of a sudden her sister is coming back for her, and that's what she can't handle.
Yeah,
I was like, you're doing a lot, man.
Yeah,
like you're doing a lot.
Too much. So y'all brought up this meeting. So they got to go through the ladies' families, kind of tell them, you know, like how many kids, houses, all that kind of stuff. But then they get to this meeting where XSCAPE and SWV are getting together to discuss this concert. And, you know, XSCAPE arrives first. Most of the members arrive first. They all come in, kind of, you know, greet Tasha or whatever. And I don't know, Tasha arrives. She hugs Taj. And then I noticed Candy speaks, and they kind of all did their like, hey, how you doing? And then she sat down. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but I think when I watched it another time, I noticed that Tiny was like, you can't give your sister a hug. And so she did hug Tiny. But then when her actual sister came in, she came in and was like, don't you look cute? She said, thank you.
And just
nothing but shade.
Yes. And I'm just like, okay. So that was the first thing. I'm just like, now, come on now.
Even in front of exactly.
Yes.
They don't need to know. They don't need to know.
First of all, my girls, my homies, we not doing that in front of company. We not doing that in front of company. First of all, because we don't need no crack in the armor making people think we don't fool with each other. I'm not about to be sitting around talking about you. We can cuss each other out all day through text message, in each other's face, whatever, resolve it internally. And then it is what it is, because I'll be damned if anybody else know and talk about what we got going on.
And look, we in the middle of beefing, but can't nobody beef with you. Because I got you.
Because I got you. Like, you tripping. Don't say that. Hey, you're talking too much. That's family. You know what I'm talking about? Right. I don't even hang out with people who I have to have that kind of conversation with. Like, let family handle their family and let them talk how they want to talk. Let just be present and be like, calm down, y'all. You know, that's all that's your role. Y'all calm down, go sit down, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clearing everything out the way, making sure people go in their separate corners of the house. That's what your job is.
Okay.
They're not supposed to be talking. They do too much talking. And they sisters?
Yeah. And by the way, so they have this. First of all, it's a show, right? They're recording you. Everybody in that room already knows we gonna do this, right? Everybody knows we gonna do this. Why all of a sudden at the last minute you saying I don't know?
And everybody like, is she for real?
I'm not excited. We have internal issues. And then I watched, of course, Tomeka's live thing, and her thing was, she said right after they had that beef over the text, she reached out. Her sister never returned her calls. So she called her mom, was like, Mama, can you ask Tomeka to call me Tasha to call me so that we can work this out because we're about to do this show and I don't want us to be beefing on the show. And her mom was like, well, she needs more time or whatever. And she said her sister never tried to resolve it. And then all of a sudden, when the show starts, her mom calls and is like, okay, I want y'all to communicate. And that's when, they did it all on the air. So that was interesting. But
so she had proof that she tried to resolve it before it aired.
That's what she said. I did not see the proof. This is just her verbally saying this. But
allegedly
talking.
Allegedly, yes.
She be allegedly talking her butt off too.
Okay.
She done rolled that stuff back on Candy though. You saw that, huh?
No,
yeah, I know we is.
But that was alluded to in that previous Escape reality show. Do you remember that, Michelle? It was alluded to. They never really talked about it, but you knew there was some funny business with her husband.
Oh yes. I left thinking he was shady.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
With Rocky.
Tasha's husband.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I left thinking he was shady. Now in this meeting, Tasha must have really been looking a certain way because Taj was like, "What's wrong?" or whatever, and that's when she, responded. And so they were giving really good. I think they call them big sister advice. It's like, look, we don't communicate either, but we're gonna have to go on stage and get them coins. And they were just like, I'm glad we moved out of this in our 20s. But we let boyfriend. This was a good point. They let boyfriends, husband, everybody else do different things, and we accepted and allowed them to change or whatever. But then when it's a girlfriend or another member of the group, all of a sudden we just can't get past it. So they gave us some good advice though.
But did you notice that she was the only one acting like that?
Yeah,
only one.
Everybody was on some grown woman time. Like, yeah, we beefing, but we're gonna get this money.
Right, and she's
trying to make a gospel album.
Come on now. And Candy, now I am mixing Candy's live in with this too. But if you didn't see the live, basically Candy said she wasn't surprised. So basically the way she's acting on the show is how she acted in the 90s when she had her solo album. So she said when she don't have nothing going on for herself, she's like, sure, let's get the group together and do something. But when she feels like she got something else, it's like, I don't know, let me think about it. I don't know, whatever. So I kind of believe Candy because we actually see it on the show. And maybe when she watch it back, she'll see it herself.
Hell no.
Okay, maybe she won't.
Hell no.
But let's get to Miss Gloria's house. So Miss Gloria is their mom, Mama G. She invites both of her daughters over because, she just really wants them to communicate because she's really big on communication apparently, and she wants to talk it out. So Tomeka arrives and Tasha's already there, and Tomeka was just like, I love my mom, but Tasha's her favorite, and so they sit down and start talking. And so the first thing when she comes in, she just like, hey, and she hugs her. And she was like, oh, we hugging now. And she was like, we always hug. And of course, the producer's going to flash back to when y'all don't always hug. But anyway, the mama was like,
you acting fake as hell in front of your mama.
Come on now. She deserved the Oscar. But so they said why she was sending a blast out to everybody about her. And she was just like, look, when I pay somebody to do a job, I expect them to do it, or you need to be reprimanded. So that ties back to what she was saying. Because when I saw that, I was like, who needed to be reprimanded? But the people that's supposed to protect her. Yeah. Well, what she said is they left stuff out too. They left, they edited and cut it out where a lot of the stuff that would make the story make sense fully was cut out the episode. But she was talking with the people that walked her to the car. So she gets up to explain the walk and how she walked off, and her mom, that's what I think we mentioned before, her mom was like, jealous. Like she's jealous. And I'm like, mama, this is not helping your case.
No, but this make it seem like you do show favoritism.
Yes.
And always have. That's what it looked like.
It was very clear.
And it was clear to me that you be having favorites.
Mm-hmm.
And right is right and wrong is wrong. And your daughter got up, left your other daughter and her daughter, sitting out after they were shooting at a concert somewhere when you know good and well since they was like yay high, you would have bat her in the eye if she'd have left her sister at the damn park when something was going on when she was little, right? So why you left her now when she grown?
Right.
But look, this is how you know everything. Well, I feel this is how you know everything Tomeka was saying was valid. They never wanted to address anything that Tomeka was saying.
No.
Nothing.
Get the cameras out of here. What?
Yeah. Because even when she was trying to explain, she kept diverting either to Tasha or she would be like, but that's just a figure of speech, or that's not, like she would kind of play it off. Now, Tasha does have issues, and she did explain how like she was always known as the big girl of the group and all that kind of stuff. And she can't let that go. She can't let that go. She can't let, it's like some people like, okay, I'm not that girl anymore. I'm a new person. And she's holding on to that, and it's hurting her, I feel like, personally and also professionally, because she just can't let it go.
I think it's also hurting her marriage. Did you see that clip when so we're talking about episodes 1 and 2, right? So did you see that clip where the husband was whispering in her ear telling her what to say?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like, okay, so Erica, he has been doing that since the last reality show. That's not new.
Yeah.
Everybody knows, that's how their relationship is. Mm-hmm. And I feel like she is so insecure on so many different levels.
I'm probably loud right now to my husband. I don't give a damn. You got to be yourself. And he got to love who you are. Mm-hmm. And he got to know what the hell he married. He can't control everything come out your mouth. And if it was so bad, you got to take the consequences that come with it. But he can't control what come out your mouth. He shouldn't be whispering in your ear. He ain't a part of Escape. He never was. So why he telling you what to say?
Well, I think he was not a part of it, but he was her man. Didn't they like split up and became each other's managers or something? And he ended up being her manager while it was just very weird. But it also, if you think about back when how they got together, she said she was dating somebody, and he basically told the boyfriend, "She my girl now. You can leave. And she married him. And I'm also a little leery about marriages when the man is the manager, because it always gets a little interesting. And then when they break up, it's a huge thing. Like even Mary J. Blige and her husband, Wendy Williams and her husband, it's something about the men being the managers. And if they hadn't come from nothing, like
you control too many aspects of
it. Yeah, you need to have some kind of freedom, but I don't know. But it started blowing up when Tomeka was just like, oh no, Tasha was just like, we family, ain't nothing I can do about that. And she was like, Mama, you don't hear her? And she was like, basically like it's 2 against 1. And so she was just like, what am I doing that's against you? And her mama would not defend her. And so she kept getting upset. And that's what you were talking about, Erica, where it just got her to a point. And she was just like, Mama, like when she stole my money, you ain't say nothing. Like you ain't saying nothing now. And that's when, Tasha initially was like, what are you talking about? I didn't steal your money. But the mama couldn't even lie that quick. The mama was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it.
She get these cameras the hell out of my house.
She probably got a cut of that money.
Okay. She was like, don't you say nothing.
Don't say nothing else on camera. Don't say nothing else. Your sister,
I 100% believe it. 100% believe
your sister is the op. She got cameras rolling. Get out of my house.
You believe what, Michelle?
No, 100% believe that they stole that money.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were saying you believe that the mom had took some money.
Oh, got some. Oh, no. Oh, probably so, but
I think that this is gonna sound tragic, but I think that Tasha has the voice. And so because Tasha has the voice, her mom favored her, favored her and displayed it, obviously, and has done it for years. But unfortunately for that favor that she received, Tasha, I don't think that she has the work ethic. And I think that she doesn't have the work ethic because of this husband of hers who we've seen this story play out before, where these possessive manager husbands come in, but we also don't talk enough about how sometimes some things have happened to women and they like being possessed, but it might not have been something healthy. and then you see Wendy Williams, you know, and then you see other people. You see
I'm
Hale.
low-key waiting for the bottle drop with Monique because her husband's her manager too, and it's just been some weird stuff going on.
And talking about she could have open relationships, but he can't. Well, first of all, ain't gonna never be no fun for you that I can't have.
Okay.
So
wait, what are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Oh,
you know Monique had an open relationship and then called herself closing that mug right up. Close that mug right up. You hear me? She was like, he want to get him some too. Well, yeah. If you out here, you can still have tasty treats. He want a couple. I'm sure he had a snack or two. He was out here trying to trick for. But you could do it and he can't. How is that gonna be fair to him? So she closed that relationship right up, and she don't do it no more, child. But my thing is, don't start nothing, won't be nothing.
So she was jealous. She was
she
jealous.
She got jealous. Oh, you get jealous though, but you was out here
possessive too.
Right.
Yeah.
You was out here wilding. You can't do that. That's why you stay in your lane. My lane is right here in this house.
I'm sorry, Michelle.
No. I'm sorry. We have sidebar, but but anyway, so they that kind of ends the first episode. The second episode, they of course continue with the drama, and you can tell it's real when like she out there yelling like, "Mama, you know they stole my money!" And all I mean, like she
jumping up and down.
Yes, and I'm like, that ain't no face though. That's real. And it was like $30,000. Like
that's a lot of money.
Come on now, because at first I was just like, "Is 30,000 a lot for them?" But I'm like, "That's a lot," because I mean, that's a lot for anybody. Honestly,
if you work for yourself, it's a lot of money.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't have a 9 to 5, you can just take 30,000 of my damn dollars.
Even if I'm a multimillionaire, 30,000. Give me my 30. Give me my $50. Whatever it is.
So I'm gonna ask Michelle because, well, Erica, I don't know this about you. I do know this about Michelle. Michelle has made records, y'all. You know, she's been on records. So Michelle, okay, clearly Tasha had the voice, and I'm sorry, I am taking this back. Tasha had the voice. I agree with that, but I really do feel like, you know, Tomeka had a voice too.
Tomeka, I honestly like Tomeka's voice better because to me, like Tasha is a runner. Like, you know, people that, you know, whatever, every syllable is a run. To me, if you can sing and then run and hold your note strong and then run, that's a better singer to me. And that's Tomeka. And I think when I really realized how well Tomeka could sing, it was actually after SWV. I had to sing for a wedding, and it was actually a song that she sang for a soundtrack or something. I had never heard it before. And I'm like, this heifer is singing. I can't do this.
But I bet you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I sang the song, but it was a non-melanated wedding, so I'm sure they thought it was
fine. A non-colored wedding?
Yes. I'm sure they thought it was fine. But yeah, so I was like, they actually SWV cannot move on without Coco. They need Coco because while they all can sing, Coco is the voice. Like she's SWV. Escape can move on without each of those members because they all can sing and they can take each other's note if they need to. You know, I feel like they can move on without one of the members. But anyway,
I think people need to humble themselves and escape. Where that humbugging shit come from, but they could chill out. Like I didn't know it was gonna be that kind of dirt though. But I mean, I'm just here for the drama. I'm just I talk a lot of noise, but I am enjoying it.
You're enjoying it without the background. Okay, that's what's up.
Yes, I don't even
want all new.
I want them to catch me up. Put it in context for me so I can go.
Oh my God.
I will say this. I was so disappointed when I heard Candy say it was only 6 episodes.
Me too. I was like, this is just too.
Wait. Come on, come with it. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all about the 90s, baby. It's all about the 90s.
Oh my God. But yeah, so I'm like, wow. So they probably either will do a second season, hopefully. But we'll see. But we'll see. But anyway, as they enter into the second episode or the most recent one, they all get together, not all, but Tiny, Tomeka, and Candy. And Tomeka plays this voice message from her mom where she's going off and was like, you know, you don't want to humble yourself. You don't have enough of God to calm down and listen to righteousness. And if I hear you jumping on your sister, ain't nothing gonna keep me from kicking your tail. I'm like, Mama. This further lets us know whose side you're on. And to me, they're the worst kind of Christians. Like, come on now.
I ain't gonna speak on nobody Christianity. I feel like I got no rhyme or reason. But I'm gonna say this. After listening to my mama tell me she gonna whoop my ass, if I whoop your ass, I need to whoop your ass. Next time I see you, sis, I'm gonna make sure it's off camera too, because I'm gonna whoop your ass. My mama gonna whoop my ass. We're gonna make sure she do it. Nah. Especially off of some money you stole from me.
Right.
And
I'm speaking truth. I'm speaking truth.
Mama.
I'm not making that up.
We're gonna see.
Now, what we didn't see.
Your child ass good as whoop.
What we didn't see, I'm assuming what we didn't see was Tomeka saying something that she shouldn't have to her mom. You know what I'm saying?
They gonna edit that out.
Yeah.
She probably went off about how she be with her sister in a way that was like, ooh. You know what I'm saying?
Like, she could have been, like the night before. She was going off, but I didn't hear her like say anything like disrespectful to her mom. It was more like, Mama, you knew and you always treated me like this. It wasn't like, I'm gonna kick your, it wasn't bad like that. But who knows? You're right. It might have
been incriminating and they edited it off.
Yeah, they could have done that.
For her mother.
But the reason I'm thinking this is back to watching Tomeka's live. She did the live right after the first episode because she thought she looked so bad. So she was almost
Tomeka did?
Yeah, Tomeka. She was almost like defending herself. She had her 2 daughters in there. Grandson made an appearance. It was accidental, but and she was trying to explain why she reacted the way she did and why because I think she felt like she looked bad that first episode. She didn't realize people were going to be on her side, I think. Because she did almost like explaining this is why I act that way, and they left this part out, they left that part out. That's what she was kind of explaining.
I understand that too, because it's like, dang, you sign up to put your life on TV, but you never know how they're gonna edit it.
Yeah. Because she said that, of course, that thing happened years ago with the money, and she never brought it up or anything. And she claimed she didn't mean to bring it up on the show, but she got so mad that it just came out. But
listen, I believe
facts and evidence. Facts and evidence.
I believe that happens. I think that people become, even if it seems opportunistic while the cameras are rolling in within the family, it's like, how long have they been bringing this up with you though? Did you not know that was coming, really? Because how many times did they tell you low key that they were hurt about it? Sound like they ain't getting no therapy about that. They hadn't unpacked that with anybody. Because if they had, they wouldn't have brought it up so many times with you. I feel like family, that's why her mom wanted to cut the cameras off, because she's had this discussion with her multiple times and she cannot believe that she would embarrass the family like that. But it's like, that's the thing about the Black family. You cannot expect under every circumstance, under every pressure, somebody's not gonna flip out if there's something that you're not acknowledging on a regular basis. And she probably just saw the cameras rolling and was like, oh, you playing with me again, huh? I'm
gonna show you.
Yeah, like
facts and evidence.
Like, I'm gonna get into it and I don't care how y'all look at me, because y'all like, and everybody gonna see y'all be lying. And that's how desperate they are to be seen. You shouldn't make your sibling or your child so desperate to be seen that they'll pop off and embarrass you.
It's true. You know, and there's also something to be said, Michelle, because you said the mom was interceding for Tasha. and then all of a sudden for the show, now you want to talk about it. It's almost as if, okay, well, we gonna set this up. We gonna make Tomeka look bad so that Tasha can look good.
Mm-hmm.
But Tomeka had one up on you.
One up on you, girl. And even Candy kind of alluded that because Tasha keeps bringing up her name a lot. Even Rocky, they bring up her name a lot. She said they thought that's how the show was going to go. They did not anticipate Tomeka bringing up them stealing that money. So that kind of put a little, and they bringing up Candy still, but it's just like the way the show is going. That's the main issue, not Candy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that they had always intended on bringing her name up. Mm-hmm. And so they're just following through with their plan. But like her sister doing that, I think she's super mad at her, like super mad. Mm-hmm. Because she has nothing to pivot to. Her thing was about to be, oh, so-and-so's jealous of me. And we're going to make this the issue. And we're going to make the fans and the viewers see that I didn't have more solos because Candy was jealous. And I didn't have a better career because Candy was jealous. When honestly, as a viewer, the way it seems from the outside looking in, and we read it all the time and they say it all the time, it doesn't matter about talent if you don't have the work ethic. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It just seems from the outside looking in that Candy outworked you.
Clearly.
Like, even if you had like a powerful, dominating voice for the run-ons, as Michelle put it, like even if you had that and you could have parlayed that into a career, something about you and your man and your work ethic prevented that from happening. Mm-hmm. Because if it was for you, it would be for you. You're capitalizing off your moment now with the cameras rolling to get these deals. But I honestly ain't buying her album, so.
Yeah, they so mean on Twitter. They just like, yo, I'm gonna go double copper. Like, they're so mean.
And I'm not coming for her because I'm a Candy.
Candy asked people to buy her album in her live. She asked people to buy her album
and buy the book.
I'm not gonna buy either. But
I would buy the cookbook because she looked like she could throw that out.
Do you know why though? It keeps coming off purely as a disloyal opportunist, because if you had any loyalty, you would stand by your group. Mm-hmm. The thing that created your fame, and you would share in those moments together, because it is the last couple of moments. We don't know how long people gonna love y'all and want to see y'all. You know what I'm saying? So you do that until you can't anymore, and you mend your fences.
Speaking on that, you know what I love? Every time Beyonce has a concert, whatever, any big moment when she can, she's gonna pull in Destiny's Child. Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's more special than seeing Beyonce, just to be honest, because, that was important.
Yeah.
I love them. Like, if they had a tour, I would go. Like, oh my God. Like, yes. Like, all of that. Yeah. And I love Beyonce by herself, but like, totally would go to Destiny's Child concert.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And speaking of the work ethic, just the fact that she can't do her gospel and escape at the same time, that to me, that's part of like, you should be able to do that, number one. And then also Candy, and this is back to her live or her speak on it, she mentioned that when they knew that Escape was ending, she was like, I gotta do something. And that's when she started writing. Well, actually they started working on a album with her and Tiny, but No Scrubs came out of that. So it's like, you pivot to the next thing, and she never pivoted. She's just been trying to use her voice, but you got to use your mind. You got to use all kinds of things, and then eventually your voice will come back. But yeah, that's, I think, her issue. She's
petty.
Yeah,
it's because she's like a lot petty.
Very, very.
Yeah, she's petty, and you can tell with her interactions with her sister that she's petty, like, and too petty at that, because. What has all of the pettiness gotten you?
Stuck. So they did have some light moments in the show because SWV provided those for the most part. So they went home, and so it was nice to see them with their family. Lily, her sister, visited. And to me, the thing that touched me, like usually when people make their money, like my first check, I bought my mama a house, or I bought this huge car, or I bought crazy stuff. This girl just wanted a bed. And she bought a king size mattress. I thought that was the sweetest thing. I'm like, oh Lord.
You know, when I saw SWV's reality show, the last one they had, she was the one that I fell in love with. It was everything about her personality. She was just like, look, I'm just being honest. Like she just, and you could tell like there was nothing fake. Actually, there was nothing fake about any of them. Like all of them to me were being honest. But there was something
actualized
that I felt. What'd you say?
I said self-actualized human beings.
Yes. Yes. And Tosh went home with her family, and that was nice to see them. Her son didn't know who Escape was, but it was good to see them. And what's her name went? Coco went home too to her family, so it's good to see. And I didn't know her mama could sing. It was good, like hearing that background of them.
Oh, Eddie George, fine.
Still got it. Is he still a coach at TSU?
I don't know, but I know he cute.
Oh my God.
My husband said yesterday.
So let's get to this meeting that they had at the house at one of Tiny's 5 homes.
And 5 blenders.
Okay.
And 5 what?
Blenders.
Hell no.
She was blending both houses. Oh gosh. But so they're meeting again to try to figure out this whole management situation, basically what they're gonna do. And Tasha arrives and says she came out of her love for Tiny, and that she claimed that her sister hasn't reached out to her and apologized. So they discussed management. Candy wants new management because they don't know what's going on with this current management. And apparently the management is connected to Rocky. Tasha needs to pray on it. And that's when they did the whole whisper thing where she can't even speak for herself. But they were really trying to get her take on it. Like, let's see. They really was about the business. And Tasha was like, she basically doesn't want to move forward at all until Tomeka apologizes to her mom. And, you know, they showed how close they were before in those old clips, but she said that she basically needs to talk to her mom and then they can come back and discuss business. And I just thought, like, what does she think they were coming for? Like, if you don't want to touch me, honestly, like, if you don't want to do this or you don't want to talk business, you don't do it. Don't be showing up on camera with a boot in your mouth and we can't move forward. I don't know.
She didn't know whether or not that gospel deal would come through. And so she was hedging her bets. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all that was.
Yeah, she claims she don't care about money. She don't care about her tour. You know, she would tell them no every day, that her mom was disrespected, all this kind of stuff. She was like, you wrong, sister.
She full of crap.
Lord.
She out for herself. And it's people like that who can't think about nothing but that. Because I'm telling you, you can't do nothing without nobody else.
Yeah, you're going to need somebody.
We're stronger together. Not just as Black people, as all people. We are stronger together. We can have all the jokes we want. We stronger together. That kind of negative ass spirit, that's what's going to hold that lady back. That lady negative as hell. The whole time I was watching it, I was like, they should have been kicked your ass out the group. But you got a strong voice and you a signature sound on the group, and it ain't no group without you. But you are 100% trifling how you hold.
They could have played her voice in the back. You know how they do.
She hold the group. She hijacks the group and holds the group hostage. That's just not cool.
Yeah, and I think it's. I mean, maybe they have some type of contract, but I don't think they necessarily need, because I mean they have been doing touring without her, and even I watched something where they weren't sure if she was showing up, so they were practicing with if she comes or if she doesn't. Like Candy was like, I can do this part, so and so can do. Like they wasn't sure if she was gonna show up. She showed up, but like in case she didn't, I got this part, you got that part, so they can do it without her for sure.
And according to Candy, they did. Like after a while, they went on tour without Tasha.
Yep, they sure did.
She too straining to deal with. I wouldn't even miss out on the money then, girl.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time.
So let's talk about this. I don't know who said that Candy, that Tasha can't get past who she wanted to become and who Candy has become. Did Todd say that? Somebody said that, but that was good.
It was sad. her husband.
A scheme that Todd set up to go. No, but yeah, he's
glad he did. Because it was the truth, and somebody had to say it out loud.
Yeah,
hey, no girl, and I'm like, listen, that woman outworked you.
She did, and she let stuff run off her shoulders. Like she don't. It's clear that she doesn't like Tasha, but I can work with you if I need to. Like we can it's business at the end of the day.
You ain't gonna like everybody you meet. You're not gonna want to be around them. You're not gonna be click tight. You're not gonna be the everything that everybody is to everybody else. That's not your role in everybody's life. But what you can do is get to this bread. If y'all got talent together and y'all can just like have good chemistry, that woman need to grow up for real.
She really does, and really seek counseling or something to figure out what's the root of why she can't let stuff go, because it's almost like she's not flourishing because of it. It's really hurting her. But they do a scene with her and her husband where they're discussing their 27th anniversary. So, kudos to them. Everybody don't make it that far, but who knows what they went through? Who knows? But in any case, she discusses the issue.
I think that man cheating on her.
He might. You never know.
He got under a tight leash. I'm a pray.
Almost too tight.
Pray on it. He ain't in the group.
Is that our fourth member?
He might be the fourth member. He said he wanted to join last week. We forgot. But anyway, when she was talking to her husband, she reiterated all this stuff about how her and Candy never been on the same page, and that Candy always wanted to sing lead. And that's where like a resentment developed. And it's just something that Candy doesn't like about her. And somehow her project got shelved and Candy's came out. So she thought it was always something shady about that. Now, Candy in her life kind of gave a full background, and it made sense. I mean, Judge Judy said the truth makes sense. It made sense. So, and Candy also would call herself out kind of too. So she mentioned that she went through the first two albums and literally song by song was like, I sang lead, I sang lead, I sang lead, everybody sang lead or whatever. And clearly she sang majority lead on all those albums. What happened was coming up to the third album, Tasha wanted a solo deal and she got one with So Def. And she said she's going to do that third album and then she would go solo. So they knew that was it for SWV at that time. Now, Escape. So what they had done before with the previous albums, all of the group was in the studio together. Somebody would sing lead, but somebody else would come in and do ad-libs or do little things. So it was never really one person running the whole show on one song. But she said with this third album, Tasha was singing lead on almost every song, and they weren't even invited to the studio. And they would kind of invite them later and be like, Candy, can you sing this background vocal because your voice is kind of the sound of Escape, so we need to bring your vocals up a little louder in the background, blah, blah, blah. So she said she did get mad because she felt like that was kind of catapulting. Basically, Escape last album was almost her intro to her solo album, and she was mad about that. So she did. So it might have been some truth about her being angry when she sang.
Was that Traces of My Lipstick?
I don't remember the songs. The album?
Yeah, was that Traces of My Lipstick?
I don't remember. I was trying to remember the last.
I don't remember the third album.
Traces of My Lipstick, I think, is the third album because it had a lot of Tasha on it.
Okay, that must have been it.
Like a lot. And
yeah, honestly, she said it was almost every song.
I liked that one a lot.
Okay, I can't remember any. I might have to look it up. I can't remember.
I didn't know she was this kind of, diva though. So it makes me feel bad about like just loving it because that was my introduction. Let me look it up.
So this is what I'm going to say. So if we're a group and I am recording all by myself and I have a sister who's part of this group, what do you think that's going to make my sister feel?
Yeah.
Like I would not allow that to happen. I don't care if I have another album coming out. Like that's wrong on so many different levels. Like forget the group. Let me just think about my sister for a moment, just for a moment. You know what I'm saying? She was adult enough to have those thoughts, independent of everything else that's going on. And so that was wrong for her to do.
Yeah. I'm looking at the album. I remember The Arms of the One Who Loves You. I do remember that song. My Little Secret, that was on that album.
Oh, that was on the third album?
Was that the third album?
It says Traces of My Lipstick songs. My Little Secret.
Traces of My Lipstick is what did that was my whole life.
Softest Place on Earth. I remember that song.
Oh, that was on the third one?
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie.
Those are only, but I mean, it's like a lot of songs. Those are the ones I remember.
That's why I got mad because let me tell you, the songs, the old school sound that she had brought in was good. I ain't gonna lie, Traces of My Lipstick.
That was it.
That was it.
And she probably can do well. Like I mean, anyway, I low key sing. I used to sing background with some whenever they would bring artists, gospel artists to Madison. I would sing background when they perform or whatever. And there was this one gospel artist, I will say, that I mean, we were only with them like 2 days, and you could tell she was angry at the industry for not being bigger than who she was, and she has not been bigger than who she was or who she is. Because it's like, you got to kind of let that go and just be humble and just thank God for where you made it. Because I'm going to tell you that Tamala Mann is humble to this day. And she can sing the roof off of anybody, but very humble, very humble. So that plays a big part. You
just gotta be thankful you making it in any way, man.
Yeah, because not even many people make it to where you are. And just be thankful.
So looking at her just act so... This didn't go right. That she sabotaged me. Did she sabotage you or did she outwork you? Because writing for the No Scrubs is what really solidified her career with Tiny. And then Tiny married, a dude who blew the hell up. You know what I'm saying? Candy then parlayed herself into all kind of stuff. It isn't just Escape that makes her a household name. You said Miss Word?
No, he's not repeating that.
Please repeat it. I want to hear it.
That's what I used to call him back in the 90s. Miss Piggy.
Oh, you talking about Tiny?
Oh my gosh.
You talking about Tiny? Mm-hmm. Understandable. but like, did you get sabotaged or did you get outworked? Yeah. Because the dude could have gotten your head. We're seeing this now play out with other celebrities where, the guy gets in the girl's head, gets her overinflated, got her making the wrong kind of moves. She feeling herself extra hard. He feeling himself extra hard. Both of them just bottom out and disappear from existence because they couldn't get over themselves. Like nobody's saying don't enjoy the moment, but sometimes people get bigger than they are.
It's so funny. It's so funny how history repeats itself because Kelly Rowland, a similar thing happened with her. A similar thing. The guy wasn't, I don't think, was her manager or anything like that, but it was her boyfriend, and her boyfriend was in her ear saying, "You could be as big, if not bigger than Beyonce." Yada yada yada. During the time that she was with him, she wasn't speaking to Beyonce. She like her career was going nowhere. As soon as she left him, like she started doing better for herself.
So I never heard that, but yeah, it does play a part. And who knows, like it could be people that don't want to work with her because of him, or he could have blocked deals. Like you just never know.
He could have blocked deals, and some people see the leopard for who they are, and they're
just
never
their energy. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy that you bring, that that either tell someone, "Hey, I like this person," or "Nah, I ain't fooling with you."
No, they're like, when she gets away from him, because I ain't doing nothing with him. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing, as long as he's attached to him. Like I'm not doing nothing, and like that'll ruin a whole person's career. And if she married him, take kids with him, you know what I'm saying? Like she's got to do what she's got to do, and especially if she's in love with him.
Yeah,
trying to tell her the man she's in love with ruining her career.
Plus, during that meeting, I felt like your boy lied. What's the husband's name again?
Rocky.
I felt like he lied. Like there was they asked her a question.
Oh, did she not? Did he know that? They was like, "You didn't tell Escape," and she was like, "No, I didn't." And he was like, "I didn't know you didn't tell them." Yes, you did. Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly.
I would never want to sit in a meeting where my closest person to me in the world is like, not unless we decide it together, but and they could have, but I wouldn't want him to be recorded saying, I didn't know either.
Yeah.
I would rather him being like, no, we all talked about it and we felt like until we had more understanding, like we're a team.
Right. The manager and the husband didn't know. Come on now. But I thought it was also interesting that, and it could be just her personality, but they were asking her questions like, why now? Why, you want to do a gospel album now? And she was very vague. Like, I wanted to do this for a long time. I want to write. I want to speak my truth. It wasn't really right. That's the real answer. But I'm just like, I don't know. To me, like, it wasn't giving.
The Christian part about to speak out now. You want to write about what? You didn't say I want to say my truth. Men get to speak a lot of times, but women don't. Girl, you talking about Christian stuff. What are you trying to write about? So when she said that, I was like, well, what you trying to write about? Because I feel like Christian music transcends gender and speaks to her, directly to the soul. So her answers were weird to me. That's all I'm.
Very, very. And of course, Candy's live. I'll speak on it. She brought up a good point. Like, to me, it's different if it's almost like you're hiding things. If you in a group, be open, be like, hey guys, especially at this point, like everybody doing multiple things. So, hey guys, I'm talking to Motown Gospel about this gospel album. So I may not be able to do the tour, or can we figure out the date so it won't conflict with blah, blah, blah. Like, you can really do this as a business person. You don't have to be sneaking around and then decide you don't want to do it or be acting weird. That's the
girl, ain't nobody blocking on you making your bread. Ain't nobody finna hate on you.
Just especially at this day in their 40s. No, come on now.
Say what you need so we can schedule this right. Don't nobody not want you to make no money. Grow up.
And it's not like they went back in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like they have a date every weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's at most is gonna be like once a month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for her to say that, like, none of that makes sense.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And it's, to me, I noticed that the people that are always talking about it's all about my peace and I need positive energy, they're usually the most negative people and the ones that come in with the negative energy. Because I'm just like, how are you talking about I need good energy around me and you the bad energy?
You the bad energy though. You're the low vibration in this vibe.
Hopefully she's seeing herself now.
I hope so. Even with
the mama too.
Please, mama. I hope.
Because more than anything else, it's the mom. It's like she's whether she knows it or not, she set all of this up. She set all of this up. Yeah. Like, you don't play favorites with your kids. You might have a favorite, but don't play favorites.
Play it, yeah. So that's like the end of the episodes today. Kind of ended with her talking the gospel thing, but it seems like the episodes are only going to get better. Like, they introduced different things. I think Tomeka's going to talk to her mom, but the juiciest part to me at this point was when, like, what Candy, I guess in the next episode, they're going to like discussing they want XSCAPE to be the top billing on the tour.
No, we can't do this.
This one we finna see.
These episodes crazy.
Okay.
We can see something now.
Yes.
I don't understand why XSCAPE would want to have top billing. Me
either.
I don't understand. Like, our names could be like right here.
Yeah.
I would do nothing less than a combined headliner status.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's what you mean, right? Side by side.
I'm not finna open for y'all. Neither one of the groups. I think both groups should feel the ego of I'm not opening for the other.
Which is why I liked, who was it? I believe it was Tiny's idea where, like, two people, one person from each group would come on
Tomeka.
at the same time. It was Tomeka. It was Tomeka.
She was like, you don't know where people coming from. It's a big production.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Like, and they could have merged their music together in some kind of way. Like, I don't know.
It could be a mashup. It could be a mashup. That could be fun.
Yeah. And it was a guy. I felt like it was a guy's tour where they rotated. They just kind of like, this show, you open up, and they just kind of rotated their orders. So, like, they can even do that if it's a tour. Like, y'all can make this work. Come on now.
Shit, they can make an album together. Come on.
Yeah, record that. I want to see. I want to show about this live album recording.
Season two. Yeah.
10 episodes this time, though. Please and thank you.
Yes, we need a full season. Yes. Oh, well, this was fun, y'all. It's just gonna get better and better. So
Clearly, better for us, maybe worse for them.
I know.
Yeah, I still think Tasha need help.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
30,000. I think I should get the as a sibling and just walk
and
away.
she had to pay taxes on it. She said she had to pay taxes on that money. She didn't get.
That means I get you a couple of times just in a circle, and then I can go home. Because
she has to pay taxes on money she didn't get.
Yeah, that 30,000. She said that was showed as income for her family, and they had to pay taxes. And she said her husband was like, something not adding up. And she said she said her husband didn't even know about it until it came out on the show. Like she kept it from everybody because she didn't want them to see her.
Now that's loyalty,
right?
That's loyalty.
So,
how long are you supposed to be quiet about stuff like that?
Come on now,
before somebody acknowledge it.
Yeah. So, oh, thank you, In Harmon. They love to hear us discussing different shows. Oh,
you were able to see that?
Empire. Yeah.
Oh. Well, thank you, In Harmon.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
He's been watching the entire time, y'all.
Oh,
the entire time. Yeah.
Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Y'all have a good one.
Take care. See you next week.